Sometimes I wonder if working more hours actually means living less life. I think about that a lot during my slow mornings in Sydney, especially when I'm making my coffee. I wake up every day with the excitement of having my coffee. But since there are tons of reasons why you shouldn't have coffee on an empty stomach, I first make myself mohi with homemade yogurt and a seed mix after a warm cup of water. Then comes the best part of my day, coffee. I've now cut down to just 1 cup from 7 or 8 cups a day. Yes, that was crazy. But since I have only 1 cup now, I savor every sip of it. Do you like slow mornings? Because I do. I've realized that starting the day with coffee, a workout, a shower, and a relaxed mornings really sets the tone for the rest of the day. And that's exactly why I love my 2 to 10 shift, because I get to fill my own cup first. To say that I have a whole morning to myself and only one job sometimes feels really weird. Maybe it feels weird because when you are young, there is this expectation that you should work as many hours as possible, to go beyond and above for money, to forget about breaks, life, and the little moments, to take extra shifts and keep on grinding. Given that we constantly live in this dichotomy, I often wonder about it. Living more hours at the workplace may mean having more money, but it can also mean having less life, less time for random walks, less time for conversations that go nowhere but somehow mean everything, less time to just exist without feeling like you should be doing something productive. Having said that, every off day, every hour I spend relaxed at home sometimes make me question if I'm falling behind. If I should start looking for a second job. If I should be doing more. Is this strange feeling of being grateful for what you have, but also quietly worrying if it's enough? At the same time, I know I'm privileged in so many ways to be able to rest, to be able to follow the quote, work to live rather than live to work. I want to take Sydney as an experience and not just as a place that keeps me stuck in work. I want to enjoy my everyday life, keep my workouts, do the things that I love, spend every days off glued to my bed reading a book, spend time with my favorite human, and eat a good food. I want to walk through the city where nowhere oughtn't to be. I love the idea when people say that their job doesn't even feel like work. And maybe one day I'll find that too. But living abroad comes with its own quiet realities. While there are hundreds of perks, exploring new places, meeting people from all over the world, learning different ways of living, there's also the reality that your career can get pushed back a few years. To get a proper job here often means needing qualifications from this country. Of course, there are exceptions, but for many people, in most of the cases, before you graduate again, you find yourself doing work that is completely off track for a while. For example, right now I'm working in a retail store, and don't get me wrong, I genuinely like my workplace. I like the people, work, routine, small conversations with customers, but I also know I have somewhere else to be eventually, and I'm not just there yet. And maybe that's okay for now. I see a lot of videos where older people are asked questions like, what do you think you should have done? Or what shouldn't be missed in life? And their answers are mostly the same, which is, I should have traveled more. I should have worked less. I should have spent more time with my loved ones. And sometimes I wonder what my answer will be when I'll be 80 years old. What will I look back on years from now and wish I had done differently? I hope it won't be one of those answers. I hope that when I look back, I won't have regrets about how I lived my life. I'm still unlearning the middle class mindset I grew up with around money. And while being financially responsible is important, I'm learning to see money as something to exchange for experiences and not the entire point of existence. So, for however long I'm in Sydney, whether it's a little time or a lot, I don't know, I want to take Sydney as a beautiful chapter of my life, not just another phase where I rush through. I want to dance in a random park when a stranger starts singing, like we did here. This will remain as one of my core memories forever. A group of girls came over, sang, danced, and it was one of the most beautiful sights. I think teenagers here are incredibly confident. We stayed in that park for so long and returned back with full of heart, full of memories. I want to eat homemade fried rice in the middle of the city and somehow romanticize the whole moment. And years from now, when I look back at this time, I don't want to remember how busy I was. And I want to remember how fully I lived it.